Hey y'all, back on another one. It's your boy Duke. Today we're gonna be doing some lifting, and I'm gonna give y'all some tips. Y'all just gonna hopefully watch my daily routine. Maybe y'all can pick up on some stuff that might help y'all with y'all's weightlifting. As y'all can see, I'm not that big. I probably need to get in the gym a little bit more. Only weigh about 150. I ain't all that. I promise you. But anyways, let's get straight to it. So first off, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I don't want to see anybody lifting weights like heavy weight off right off the bat. Okay, because from experience, you could tear something very bad. I've tore this part of my arm. I don't know exactly what it's called. I can't think of it at the moment, but I've tore that back part of my bicep right there lifting heavy weight before I warmed up. So the first thing I'm gonna do personally is warm up. I'm only gonna be doing arms today. Let me get y'all all fixed up right here so I can see the chat. All right, there we go. So the first thing I like to do, one is it's kind of awkward with a workout and you don't have anything playing, in my opinion. So I like to have a little bit of music playing. So I'm gonna just do that real quick. And then the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have. I usually like to go 15 dumbbells, and I usually work on like biceps and stuff like that first. All I do first is just get my arm, like just do some curls. I usually do about 3 sets of 15, I believe, just to get my arms warmed up, and then I'll get on the old machine over here. So first, let me get those. Look at me now, driving German engineer. You don't want your baby mama foot, keep the hoe from near me. Kilroy. Remember when I used to use your L's to hit the road, hit the oil, make them big boy sales? Move. Remember when you had them green things made with vacuum seals, trying not to have them green things smell? Fans was on me. What you know about related through money? I don't know nothing. I just used to see them walk to the Coney. I fuck with bitches. My body count go from Persian to Cody. Any further questions, you can take that up with the lawyer. My nigga Finger J Money, right on low price J. So now as you get your arms warmed up, after you get all your arms warmed up and everything, it's time to hit the weight machine. You know, let's get straight to it. Now, yes, I just took the camera. And so I'm gonna start on a lighter weight right here. I'm gonna start on 50. Just to get my arms warm. That way I can get everything flowing right, get my blood going, get my muscles pumping. So I'm gonna start with that. And I'll sit y'all right here so y'all can watch. Now, with these kind of weights, here, let me get y'all where y'all can see. With these kind of weights, y'all want to always lock my legs if you don't want to, or you just want to do this, I wouldn't suggest doing this because if you do this, it's more likely to strain muscles and it's not as easy to push up. Now, if you want to do that for the harder part of it, like just challenge yourself a little bit more, you can do that, but I wouldn't suggest it. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this pin out. Oh, it's on this side. Silly me. I'm gonna throw my hat off too, because just for the heck of it. You want to take this pin out. You want to push, keep this like that. You want to pull it to where it should be level with your backs right here. See how my arms have to bend back like this? That's too much. You need to push it forward. One more. That's too much. But if you get it right here on this one for me, it's exactly right, okay? So the first thing you're going to do, I always use my hands on the bottom, just because this feels weird, and this is not right. Unless you're a taller person. Now, I'm not as tall as a lot of people, but some people are like way up here. I like to go right here, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and tell you, for warm-ups, I would suggest, again, doing lighter weight. If you do heavier weight, it's not going to be as easy to do. But once you get your body warmed up, your muscles warmed up and everything on the lower part, it's going to be good. All right. So, of course, I'm doing 50. And I'm going to say 3 sets of 5. That ain't too bad. I usually start out kind of light like that just to get everything going, stuff like that. This is if you're wanting to do max out. Now, if you're wanting to stress them out a little bit, you could still do the same thing. You could do more reps if you want to. You could do more sets, whatever you want to do with that. Just make sure you start out with a lighter weight to get your muscles pumped. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 3 sets of 5. And there's my 3 sets of 5 right there. Okay. So of course that's not going to feel like it's anything. Now, if you've been weightlifting for a minute, but if you're kind of new, it might be a little bit heavier. When I first started, I wasn't good at this. Honestly, that's probably because all the weightlifting I did was work. But when I started getting used to weightlifting, and then I decided I'm tired of being out of shape during the off season because I'm a football player. I'm a high school football player, and I was tired of being out of shape in the off season. And then when I came back to football, I was still out of shape. And then I got back in shape during football, and then got out of shape next season. So I was tired of that. So that's why I started doing weightlifting. And I have a lot of people in my school. They ask me like different stuff about this. So that's why I made this channel. So if they want to reference, they can have this. And this channel is really just about having fun, honestly. I mean, if y'all ever need to talk to me about anything, I'm here. I would love to have conversations with y'all if y'all ever want to talk to me or anything. Anyways, let's get back to it. So I'm going to show y'all what I'm going to do next. So I am going to move the weight up. This time I'm going to put it at 10, which means 100 on here. Excuse me, I put that in 11. As y'all can see, there's on the 10, which is 100 on this kind of machine. I got this about, I'd say about a year or two ago. And I haven't really used it that much, but recently I've started using it a lot. For like the past year, I've used it almost every day. So this is the same thing. It's the same concept, but with this kind of weight, I would still do 3 sets of 5 if you can handle it. If not, I'd do 2 sets of 5, honestly. But I would like for everyone to take a break during each set. So that's what I'm going to do every time, okay? So let me get right to that. There's one set. I'm going to take a few minutes to take a break. Then I'm going to get right to it. There's another one. Okay, take a few minutes, relax, do your thing. If you need water, you get it. Do all this, then right back to it. And another thing, when y'all are lifting heavyweight, this is not really that much of heavy, I'd say. It's just kind of get your blood and muscles, of course, like I've said before, get them pumped up, stuff like that. But what I would suggest doing, this is what I've learned over the years, and it helps me out. It might not help some other people. So when I'm going up, or on, let me just pull this up here. So when I'm coming down, I'm taking deep breaths. So when I get down, I explode is what they call it. When you explode, you have all that air and stuff, and you just like that. That way, it maxes out your muscle right here, and then you just. And that's how you do that. Now I'm going to move this up again. I'm gonna say 150. Heck, might as well try it. I ain't doing 150 in a minute. Okay. So this one I wouldn't suggest if you're a beginner doing this more than once. If you start straining, if you know you cannot do this, don't do it. Okay. I'm pretty sure I could probably do this. Not too sure exactly, but hey, I've been weightlifting for 3 years, so I think I could probably get it, honestly. So I'm gonna give it a try. I'm only gonna do one of it though. If I can get it up, probably not. Got it one time. Come on. All right. See, that's all I'm gonna do with that because I don't want to give myself another injury here. So you know how it is. Haven't lift weights in a minute or two. I use it almost every day, but not all the time. Now, another one I like to do. This is actually a really good one that I think if you play football wise, this helps you out with your back muscle. Because I know in football, a lot of your power and hitting stuff and strength, it comes from your back muscle, okay? So what I like to do, now this kind of weight, you want to go really like, what I can do is like 60 probably on this. Just for like a warm up basically to get everything right there. It works all this muscle in your back and everything. And so first you want to put this back here to where it's out of your way. But like I'm saying, with your lighter weights, you want to use this thing, and you want to lock your legs back here. So what I'm saying with the lighter weights though is, for this could injure you more than the bench press could, unless you actually have like an actual bar. And then it's about the same risk. But if you don't do this exactly right, in certain ways, you could definitely injure yourself pretty bad. So that's why I'm showing how to do it on here. I like to get kind of a closer grip. I use a grab right about here and have like a finger on the actual bar part of it instead of the rubber on both sides. And what you want to do is you want to kind of lean your body back and pull down with your arms. Don't do this, okay? Don't do that. You're gonna hurt something if you're doing a little like just heavier weight. So what you want to do is it's all in the arms. You got to keep your elbows like this and just. And you should be able to touch this part of your chest, the top of your chest, basically. So, like this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you a side demonstration. Hit the top of your chest. Down, and up. Okay? Another one you can do. Now, this one you have to lean forward for this. Now, I'm going to scoot this thing out because it's hitting my leg right here. And I ain't definitely liking that. So, another one you can do, and I would, again, do lighter weight for this one, really could hit you. Now, I keep mine kind of closer grip on this. And sometimes, it depends on what, if you're lifting a lighter weight, you can do kind of out grip. But I would suggest, for starters, if you're not good at this, do kind of a closer grip like this. So it's almost like a squat. And what you want to do is you want to touch the top of your neck or wherever your neck and your back meets right there. So just right and simple. Don't use your fingers first off. Because I've seen a lot of people, they'll just try to use their fingers or whatever. Don't use your fingers. It's all in the arms. It's just simple. Don't scoot back and do that. That's a very bad idea. You're gonna knock yourself in the head with the bar. And so there's another one that I like to do. Now, I wouldn't suggest this for anybody unless you're under the max weight on the bar. But now this is probably not the best idea. But I'd like to keep this here because I'm 150 and I'll put this on 200 because that's the max thing it's got. And I'll hold it there. Now, you want to hold it for maybe 30-second periods if you can. I particularly like to do 20-second periods just for endurance-wise. I'll do about 5 of them, and that's about it for me. Now, another thing I like to do with arms is these things. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. Why I like to use these. Okay, so I'm going to do 100 on these because they're a little bit easier for me to do. I wouldn't suggest if you're a beginner to do 100 on because Not everybody's made for these, okay? So I'm gonna get y'all to where y'all can see me, see exactly what I'm doing and everything. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all a little angle there. So with these, you can keep your hands like this, but I'd like to keep mine like this. Kind of sit straight and just if you're a first timer with this one, I'd suggest do like 40, 50 pounds. It's not the easiest thing to do at first. Like, because right now I'm doing 100, and it's really not hard to do. I mean, because the max I've done with this is probably, I'd say 150, 160, something like that. I mean, it's pretty easy. But I like to keep my hands, as you can see, like this, because it strains this muscle right here. As you can see, my bicep is doing this little thing where it has a little vein right here, and it pops up there. So the main purpose of this is to strengthen your forearms. And I see a lot of NFL players doing this, college players, any football player basically, because there's a thing called stiff arm where you just do this and you try to shove a guy. Well, that's what this trains basically. It trains that muscle and a little bit of this little muscle right here. So all you gotta do is now don't lean towards it. That's cheating. You gotta have your arms. It's all arms. Okay. So then the next thing I like to do, I usually finish it off with some lighter stuff like curls, shrugs, and sometimes I'll do push-ups. I usually save those for like nighttime before I go to bed because I usually like to do push-ups and sit-ups before I go to bed because it's just a good habit and it keeps me active all the time. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do, of course, curls. Now, I particularly like to use the 15s just to do these because I do a lot of reps with these. I usually do, I'd say 5 sets of 15. No, not 5 sets of 15. What am I talking about? 3 sets of 15. And how I do them to help with like the arm, of course, and then my pecs, which is right there, is I like to cross them across my body like this. So, just a demonstration, I'm gonna do a set of 15. Okay, so, and I like to alternate with them. These are easier to do standing up, so I'm actually going to do them standing up. They're a little bit more, I wouldn't say difficult, honestly. I'd say a lot more, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's not harder or easier. It just doesn't feel right. So it feels right to do this, and it gets a little bit more movement in it. So I'm going to do 3 sets of 5 or 15. Just alternate every time. Across the body. Now, don't go fast on these, though. Okay? Because if you do, you could pull something, you could do anything just about that you probably don't want to do. And there is 15. Okay? So the next thing I like to do, you can use dumbbells with these. I've seen a lot of people, if they ain't got dumbbells, they'll use like milk cartons, all kinds of stuff. It's easier with dumbbells, though, because they have a little bit more balance and weight. But you always want to keep your arms like this. You want to have them at your shoulder. Then you want to go push up, have them in the air. Now, don't hit them together because if you do one good time, it's going to break off. You can see kind of how this one, it's got a few places scratched and stuff. These are actually one of my friends' dumbbells that he didn't want anymore because he decided he was going to go to Planet Fitness and all that. And I was like, why would I pay money to lift weights in my own house? It's a one-time fee, and then when you go to some other place like Planet Fitness, you have to pay like a membership every year or something. but not my problem. So, hey, I like anything free, and I'm sure we all do. Okay, so it is what it is. But anyways, another one I like to do is shrugs. Now I do about 300 of these. Okay, y'all might not believe that I do. I'll do 100 for you right now. I usually like to take a break during each set. I do 3 sets of 100, of course. I'll do a quick 100. It shouldn't take me, but it won't take me that. Okay, so I'll do it. You want to make sure that you're getting all shoulders into it, not just because it's not doing nothing. Okay, so it's simple. And if you see, my shoulder is rotating, not because that's not doing nothing. Okay, so and so there's 100. Okay, now you don't have to do all that one day. That's just my daily routine. If you want to take some stuff off of that, you can. Um, Another one. Okay, so this is probably one of the last ones I'll show you. This is for like football. Most of the time, it's for football. Okay, because as a former corner, I don't play corner anymore. I play linebacker. I've been on, let's see, 4 different positions on defense and uh, about 3 or 4 on offense. The main one on defense, though, is the problem is a lot of people can't get by other guys. Now, I don't have this problem because I've developed this. Well, it's a pretty simple way of getting off the block, but this kind of weightlifting will help with it, and it looks silly, honestly, but it helps a lot, and you'll be surprised how much it will help, and you'll see. And I'm gonna show y'all a technique that I use to get off blocks. If y'all go on my channel, y'all see when I played corner, it was a lot easier for me to get off blocks. On the one where I sacked the quarterback, made him fumble the ball, it shows where the guy tried to get hold of me, and I just did a little trick with him, and it got off of him. I still use that trick to this day. It's the linebacker skill. It's pretty hard to stop. If they do stop it, there's a few other tricks you can use, but I'm not going to show you those because I'm not going to show you all my tricks. I'm going to show you one. Okay. So I'm going to get straight to that. I'm going to actually grab the weightlifting thing. Now, y'all going to think, what if I don't have this? What if I don't have this kind of material or anything? The most simple thing you could probably use, honestly, you don't even have to like use weights, but I would suggest doing it. You could grab a weight like just a dumbbell or something. You can do it, or milk jug full of water, stuff like that. You can use just about anything as long as you don't hit yourself in the head. Okay, you gotta be smart with it. Okay, so what I particularly like to use is a 15-pound sandball. Okay, it's a little. I don't know if that's really what you call it. I just call it that because it's full of sand. So sandball. But anyways, what I have to do with this, if you see on one of my other shorts and on my channel, you'll see I'm doing over my shoulder, over my shoulder. just like that. Okay. Now, another thing. Now, I'm going to show you all the technique that I use for getting past defenders. Okay. Now, every time that I've used this, it works. Okay. So I'm going to say this is my defender. Okay. And I'm going to say I'm lined up as a corner. Okay. I'll line up as a corner. Okay. So y'all do this little thing where y'all down here and all this. Okay. So when he says ready, set hut, you drop back, you see the run coming. Okay. A lot of times their hands always go right here. Okay. They always go right here. They always grab just like that. Okay. Here's the trick. So let's say he puts his hands on me like that. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go home. I did it the wrong way and it's my own little thing. So it depends on what side you want to go out. I particularly don't like to go to the inside because that means there's more defenders right there. And I have the strength to push the guy that's trying to block me on the inside. So I particularly like to cut with my arm like this on his arms. I come up. I use this hand to push his shoulder. That way I can just go right around him. So a quick motion of this would be boom. Or if you want to do it this side, you can. Okay. Now, I'm not going to show you any of the other ones, but it's real simple to do. You just got to get in the habit of pushing around them. Always keep your feet planted like this because if you don't, you're going to push yourself basically off of him. Don't try to shove back because that's not going to help you. Don't try to peek around and see where the guy is. Just try to do that, and you can get right off of him. I promise you. Okay? That's going to be the end of this video. I might post in a few minutes on maybe some football drills, stuff like that. But, hey, if y'all like this video and y'all want more of this, leave comments, subscribe, hit that notification button, and like the video. And I'll see y'all later. All right?